I'm Rob.
And I'm Rob.
And this is Ask Rob and Rob.
Hello and welcome to Ask Rob and Rob. This is episode 22. Rob, I quite like our intro because it's always like we're surprised by our names. I'm Rob. Welcome. We're still learning who we are after 22 episodes, but hopefully you know by now. And why we're here? Well, that's to answer your questions. Each week we'll answer a question from you, the listeners, and we'll pretty much cover any semi-property related topic. Last week we did podcasts and it had a slight property twist on it, but as you can see, if you've got a question, we're pretty much willing to answer it. And this week, Rob, we've had a challenging question, but we're going to have a crack.
Yes, we are. Mr. Hass submitted this week's question. If you'd like to follow in his footsteps and submit a question of your own, we've made it dead easy for you. 2 ways to do it. If you prefer to pick up the phone, just call 013 808 00035. That's 013 808 00035. That is where you can just leave us a voicemail. That question will come straight over to us and we'll get it answered on the show. Alternatively, if you'd rather use your computer, go to thepropertyhub.net/podcast and you'll see a box that you can click to leave us a voicemail by talking into your laptop or your tablet or whatever you're using. Either way, get your question over to us and we'll have a go. That is what Mr. Hass did. Let's have a listen to what his question was.
Hi Rob, this is Mr. Hass. I'm a landlord from London. I want to set up a company. I've been purchasing properties under my name for a while. And now, because of the new changes and so on, I want to set up a company where my children can benefit as well. I want to set up the company in such a way where I can pay, obviously, bare minimum problems in the future. So if I set up a company and split the shares into the children, would that be a good way of doing it initially? Or is it if I actually set up the company and give them shares after the company's got a bit of value, would there be any tax implication when the children's got shares? And then obviously because of the company's got us, some sort of value, would that be any problem? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hass. That's a good question, and I can understand why you want to ask that question, and a question that we both get a lot. We get a lot of tax questions, and considering we're not tax experts, you all trust us quite a lot. Now, you shouldn't trust us. Not that we're giving you deliberately bad advice, but this is not our area of expertise. Goals, strategy, long-term wealth creation through property, general geeky stuff, we can cover it off. But tax, while we know a bit, sometimes a bit of knowledge is quite dangerous. So I'm going to say straight away, this is my understanding, but do not take this as the right piece of advice. And for those listening, if I am incorrect, please jump on the Property Hub and let people know. But from my own inquiries, and it's something I'm currently setting up, I hope my advisors have got it right and I can pass that knowledge on. So here it is. You want to set a company up where 98% of the shares, I have 2 children, so 98% of the shares are in their name. And then 2%, 1% each, is in my name, 1%, and my wife's name, 1%. Now, the 2% are controlling shares. They are the shares that allow you to make all the decisions, whereas the 98% are non-voting shares, if you like. So they can't suddenly decide that they're going to take it all, sell it all, and do what they want with it. That will leave you in control. Then when the portfolio comes to be passed on, they are in a position tax-wise that they can benefit from all the gains and not the inheritance tax. That's as it stands currently. Now, you did ask about building a company up and then switching names. It's my understanding that that is inefficient and it can cause tax issues that will be payable to HMRC. So, as you can tell, I'm giving you very broad information here, but hopefully that's enough to go to your advisors with and say, this is what I'm planning to do. This is what I've heard. Can you find out more? Obviously, those agreements, the 98%, the 2%, they need to be set up in the correct way. I'm looking at using a solicitor to do that alongside my accountant. So it's not straightforward stuff, but that's the concept. But hopefully the concept is enough for you to take that to your advisors and they can do something with it.
Well, that sounds good to me, but I know almost nothing about this subject. So don't take just one person's word for it. Another place to go for information is the Property Hub forum. There's always lots of tax threads going on there at propertyhub.net/forum. But again, don't just take the word of someone on a forum as gospel either. You definitely want to be getting advice. And I would say approach a few different people for advice, a few different professionals, because the thing that's always astonished me about tax is that it's not just like there is a right answer, but you don't know it. It's that everything is open to so much interpretation. So it's very much worth going to them and saying, this is what I'm planning to do. What do you think? And then you might find that 3 different people give you 3 slightly different answers. But whatever you do take whatever you hear on a podcast or a forum or anything else as a starting point, not the end of your research, because this is really not something that you want to get 20 years down the line and go, oh, that wasn't a good idea, was it? Because the liabilities could be huge. So for the link over to the forum and links to everything else that we talk about, you'll be wanting the show notes, which are at thepropertyhub.net/podcast.
Now, while we may not be tax experts, as I say, we do know a little bit about strategy, goal setting and building long-term plans. And that's where the summit comes in, because it's what we're good at. We sit down with 16 investors, so you and 15 others will be in a room. That's it. We don't keep selling places, past that number. We like to keep it intimate. And we will spend a day working with you as a group on your plans for the long term. It's great. You learn so much on your own stuff, but actually you learn just as much, I think, if not more, by other people's plans and finding out things that you may have not considered before. Really, really good day. They always sell out. Every single one has. Every single one probably will in the future because we keep it so limited and we only can do a handful a year because we're busy bees, as you know. But if you're interested in finding out when the next one's available, get your phone out and just text Summit, leave a space, and then put your email. So that's Summit, leave a space, type your email in, and send that to 88802. That's 88802. And we will gladly send you more information and hopefully see you there soon.
Yes, we will. But sooner than that, we will see you again on Thursday for the Property Podcast, and then again next Tuesday, of course, with another episode of Ask Rob and Rob. So looking forward to seeing you one way or the other very soon. For now, though, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.